Ever since we started working together with Morson, this is the fight that's been spoke about. Just talk to me about that phone call when the fight with Canelo got confirmed to you, Callum.
To be honest with you, it wasn't what I ever imagined it to be. Obviously, you'd imagine getting a phone call to fight Canelo and the excitement builds, but because it went on for so long, it kind of sucked the excitement out of it, and it become mentally exhausting. And now I'm a fighter. I just want to train. I want to fight. I want to prove I'm the best. I don't want to be dealing with phone calls and negotiating side of things. And I think at the highest level, that does come with it, and you've got to accept that. But for me, I just wanted the fight done so I could come in the gym with Joe, work on tactics and work to win. And it was just relief really that we finally got it over the line, because the fight's been on and off the table for a long time now. And there's times where I thought I was getting it and never, and then there's times where I didn't think I was going to get it, and then it popped back up again. But it's all done now. We finally got it done, and I'm excited. It's been good coming to the gym, training for a fight that I know I need to be at my best for, and I've always felt that brings out a little bit more than myself.
And I think you're in the perfect environment with that back and forth conflict as to whether it was going to happen or not, because Crawler had the same thing with the Lomachenko fight, didn't he? And Joe kept him ticking over, training all the way through that. And you've been training all the way through the year as if you've been preparing for this fight. So have you felt, as soon as that was announced, that you was in the best condition possible anyway?
Yeah, listen, since I turned professional, I've been lucky to be in a very good gym with a lot of good fighters, and Scott Quigg, Anthony Crawler, to me, were proof that if you live a good life, you can achieve more than what your talent can get you. And they're always in the gym. They always live a good lifestyle, and they were always ready. And you get fights of the older generation, the Ricky Hatton days, you're blowing up in weight in between fights, and if a phone call was to come for a fight, you'd need 10, 12 weeks, whereas nowadays you're seeing your Bernard Hopkins, your Floyd Mayweathers, all fighters who stay relatively in shape, and you don't have to be at your peak for the full year, but you need to have a good base. And I've always felt I've learned off them for that, and I'm always in and around the gym. It's a routine more than and I get up and come to the gym. I've got friends in the gym, and I'm not going to go on out to lifestyle 24/7 because it's not, but I do always tick over, and I'm in relatively good shape. And the minute I knew there was a possibility of me fighting, I just stayed in the gym, stayed ready just in case. If I didn't get the phone call, so what? I wasn't training full on twice a day every day, but I was doing little bits just to keep myself in shape, and thankfully it did pay off. The phone call come, and I was in a position to take the fight, knowing that I'd be in good shape December 19th, and I'd have only kicked myself if the phone call did finally come for the biggest fight possible, and I'd have to say no because I weren't ready. That's more for me. So Joe's always saying, always stay ready, always stay 6 round fit. So whatever you get a phone call, you can just step it up, and I feel it's paid off this time.
And this is one of the first big money fights where fans are actually allowed in a limited capacity. You got to be feeling good about that, considering that when the talks were earlier in the summer, that didn't even seem feasible, did it?
Yeah, listen, any fans is better than no fans, in my opinion. We're fighters, and you grow up over the years. That for me, the fans are what bring that bit of adrenaline out in you. They will give you the nerves. It's time to perform. You've got to put a show on, so to speak. And it'd been a bit strange fighting the biggest fight in my career behind closed doors, but thankfully we have got some form of fans. I still feel we've been robbed of a huge capacity and a lot of travelling fans, but it is what it is. It's better than nothing. And whether there's 10 people in the arena or 10,000 or 100,000, the object's still the same. That's to go in and win and defend my world title successfully. And winning's always first and foremost top of the list. Yeah, it'd be nice to do it in front of a bigger crowd, but some crowd's better than no crowd.
So when we look at Canelo's career, obviously aside from the Mayweather fight, he's been massively impressive. The Golovkin fights were wars, and obviously your brother Liam is no stranger to being in there with him either. So in terms of what you've seen from Canelo, what chinks in his armour have you seen, and what do you make of him as well?
Obviously, I'm exactly the same as you. I'm a boxing fan. He's a good fighter. I've watched him over the years. He's pleasing on the eye. He's got a good style. He's exciting. But he's not invincible, and he's got a lot of good wins on his record, but he does lose rounds. He doesn't whitewash everyone. The Daniel Jacobs fight was a close fight. The Kovalev was a close fight until the finish. The 2 Golovkin fights were close fights. And yeah, they're all very good wins, but he's not Floyd Mayweather where he wins every round and is basically untouchable. He is human. He can lose rounds. And I just think stylistically, me up against him at my very best, I see ways which I can come up and I can definitely beat him. It's just tactically we've got to get it right, which I feel we have, and I've just got to perform on the night, which I believe I can. I've always said the bigger the occasion, the better version of me, and I've said for a while, whether it includes Canelo or not, the best version of me beats anyone in the world at 168.
And then, you know, we mentioned Liam before in the past interview as well, that wasn't a factor. This is your own storyline. This isn't anything to do with avenging Liam's defeat or anything like that.
Yeah.
But to have him in your ear, to have been someone who's been in the ring with Canelo, that's got to be a massive help anyway, just in terms of helping your preparation, hasn't it?
Yeah, most definitely, because I can sit and watch every single Canelo fight that is out there, and it'll still be slightly different when you get in with him. It's always different when you get in with someone. And Liam's been in there, he's seen him up close, he knows little things he does, little things he has to set you up for, and ways which he feels I can catch him, where he had success. But it's always good to have him. I've just sparred before, and he was there on the ring apron, and him and Joe were speaking as him sparred, and then they come up with the things that I need to do. But stylistically, me and Liam we're alike in a lot of ways, but very different in other ways. Obviously, I'm a lot taller, so will I get the same Canelo that he got? Possibly not, but in a lot of his fights, his shots are the same, his combinations are the same. He does a lot of stuff the same. He probably just adjusts to certain opponents. So you've got to expect all different ways he's in the position he's in, because he can do a bit of everything. So he could come out and put me on the back foot. He could go on the back foot himself. I've just got to be prepared for whatever Canelo turns up and make sure the version of me is good enough to beat him.